Hey, Rylan here at the Vic Shop again. I've already got one video on the Victory output shaft and its issues and maintenance, but man, it's just so important, and this project made me think that I need to film another one just to keep it at the top of everyone's mind. What we got here is the nut that's on the output shaft that holds your front drive sprocket on needs to be retorqued at 50,000 miles, every 50,000 miles. Every 50,000, the nut needs to be removed, the pulley needs to be removed, everything needs to be cleaned up and then retorqued with some red Loctite. And if not, what can happen is the pulley loosens up, the nut loosens up, the pulley loosens up, and then it ruins the shaft. And the shaft is very expensive to replace. You got to pull the engine out, tear it all down, split the cases, get into the transmission and do it from the inside out. And it's very important that this be checked. Another thing is it can loosen up before 50,000. Then again, I've seen it at 50. You know, inevitably, if you check it at 50,000, everything's going to be fine. But if you don't check it, then you wind up with like this bike where it's kind of totaled the bike, where the cost of the repair exceeds the value of the bike. But so it can happen before 50,000, and what you want to look out for is rust on the pulley. A lot of times you'll take a light and you can shine it back in there and see the back side of the pulley, and if any little bits of rust, you know, like a red oxide kind of color, are on the pulley, then it really needs to be opened up and addressed. Another thing is, everyone always says before this goes out that, hey, the belt started tracking to the inside and there's just nothing I could do about it. You know, no amount of adjusting the axle was able to get it to ride properly. And you know, and they chalk it up to, you know, the last tire change. Oh, the guy that did the tires last, he must have messed up the adjustment. I'll just keep fiddling with it while I ride it. That's bad idea. If it starts to go to the inside and it just will not come out, or it starts to even wear on the case. I've seen where it's even worn through the case because the guy just lets it go. Very bad. So it needs to be taken apart and addressed. So let's take a closer look at this one here. When I rode this one, when it arrived, I test rode it, and it had a terrible noise coming from the drivetrain. When I took it apart, this nut was just hand tight. This is supposed to be at 180 foot-pounds, and you can see that it's worn out the edges on, there's like a retainer plate, this retainer plate here. It's like its final line of defense. And so, and you can see that this one's not that bad as far as rust is concerned, the red oxide color, but it's there, it's certainly there, and as little as that, you know, that you can see as you shine your light before you take the bike apart, can indicate that you need to address this. And in this particular case, the shaft is actually ruined, and it's just too far gone. I mean, to jury rig it, I mean, we could try, but it's just going to fail again in a year. Let me get these pliers adjusted properly here. Take that off. And I'll show you the shaft. It's kind of hard to do this one-handed. Let me set this down here. Okay, so you can see back behind that spacer, the shaft splines are full where it's not worn on the, where it doesn't meet the pulley, but here where it meets the pulley, you can see they're about 50% worn out. There's basically half of it is gone, and that's just a little too much to fill in with Loctite, and that shaft really needs replaced. I mean, if it was maybe 20% gone or something, maybe we could jury rig it with some, you know, some Loctite, as per my other video, which I'll try to link to here. Let me set this back up. So, to reiterate, check the pulley every 50,000 or even sooner. You know, get your flashlight out, scope around there. Do you see rust on that pulley? Is it discolored? Is it riding to the inside, even if it's only got 35,000 miles on it or whatever? Take that apart and look, because it can save you thousands of dollars from this happening. So, oh yeah, one more thing before I go. You probably wouldn't see this with your flashlight, but this is what I'm talking about with the belt rubbing on the inside and rubbing into the case. I've seen huge grooves worn into the case, and that's not a axle alignment issue. It's the pulley's messed up and the shaft is messed up issue. So, all right, have fun with that. Keep those victories maintained. I'll see you soon.